In the original production of Einstein on the Beach, most of the performers were non-professionals who doubled as both dancers and singers. In the Brooklyn Academy of Music Production, the company was composed of professional singers and dancers, many of whom were unfamiliar with Wilson's theatrical concepts and Glass's music.
In knee play 3, there's a lot of counting going on. And we go from 1 to 3, 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 to a group of 5. It's a group of 6, and we go to 5, so it's going from 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, from 1 to 3, 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 1 to 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 it to perceive that, keep it constant. I wasn't very constant there. It's really very difficult.
We're raised in 4/4. Rock and roll is all in duple meter. We hear waltzes, we hear rock and roll, we hear a little bit of classical music, and it's almost all in regular meter. And we walk into this rehearsal, and somebody says, okay, this is groups of 5, this is groups of 7. And inevitably, somebody tries to make a group of 7 into a group of 8. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first thing you want to do with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which makes the 7 into 8. So it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's one of the first things you hear. And it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And it's actually, it's something we're not raised with, and it takes a long time.
I thought it would drive me crazy, actually. And in learning it, it started to drive me crazy. And then I really started understanding what was going on, and now I love it. I think it's terrific. What keeps it interesting are the changes that happen. And certainly that's how we learn the music in many ways, is by learning the changes, not by... You learn something that's repeated over and over again, it's the same thing, and that's easy to learn, and what's confusing is how it changes. So you learn and structure in your mind how it changes, and I've come to be able to really hear those changes now.
Yeah. Well, I remember going through a period when I first heard this music of tremendous impatience, because it's so different than the music we're used to listening to. It goes, the tonal modulations, the harmonic changes go by so slowly that the first thing I felt was impatience, and the next thing I realized was that if I would slow down and be patient and listen to what was going on, that there is an entirely different world happening there of music. And it does correspond more to, like you said, the passing of a cloud. But it's not typical of a Western kind of American, put the rock and roll song on right now and we'll be satisfied right now and everything will be fine. It corresponds to relaxing and getting ready to listen you kind of listen at a different speed after a while.
I think the experience of hearing Einstein this time round in 1984, one of the things for the audience, it's been much easier for the audience. The piece indeed was truly more radical in 1976, simply because that language was not generally known. Both the visual language, the dramatic language, the theater language, if you will, and the musical language. There was an ability to hear it, not just a willingness, but an ability to perceive it that simply wasn't there before. In fact, in just 10, 15 years, we begin to find a way to listen, to hear, to see, and it becomes simply the language of our time, the theater of our time, the dance of our time.
is ended, and the night is now upon us. The night should be a time of peace and tranquility, a time to relax and be calm. We have need of a soothing story to banish the disturbing thoughts of the day, to set at rest our troubled minds and put at ease our ruffled spirits. And what sort of story shall we hear?
Well, I took the red ball.
It will be a familiar story.
And the four balls.
A story that is so very,
Get those four
very
balls.
old,
The gear shift.
and yet it is so new. It is the old story of love. Two lovers sat on a park bench with their bodies touching each other, holding hands.
Frequently people ask me what my work is about, and I say I don't know. And I don't think it's a responsibility for an artist to necessarily understand what it is that he does. I talk a lot about the structure and the ideas and how it's put together, but ultimately that's not important to appreciate it. If I see a Balanchine ballet or I see a Japanese garden, I can appreciate it simply because I like it. And I think this piece is like that.
Impossible, you say? Yes. And it is just as impossible for me to say how much I love you. My love for you is higher than the heavens, deeper than Hades, broader than the earth. Once more her voice was heard. Kiss me, John, she implored, and placing his arms gently about her, he pressed his lips warmly to hers in fervent osculation.
3.
Albert Einstein said, "The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion which stands at the cradle of true art and true science."
I feel the earth move. Carolyn. I feel the earth move. I feel the tumbling down, the tumbling down. I feel some ostriches like into a satchel, some like them. I went to the window and wanted to draw the earth. So when David Cassidy tells you, all of you, to get on going, get going, get going, so this could be like the WABC. Jay Reynolds from midnight to 6 a.m., Harry Harrison from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Ron Lundy from 10 p.m. to 2 p.m., Steve O'Brien from 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m., Steve O'Brien from 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m., Johnny Donovan from 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. I feel the earth move. I feel the tumbling down, the tumbling down. There was a judge who, puts in a court, and the judge have, what enabled jail. But it could be a spanking, or a smack, or a swat, or a hit. This could beware of judges in courts and jails, and who was it? This will be doing the facts of David Cassidy of were, in this case, of feelings that could make you happy, that could make you sad, that could make you mad. So if you know the facts, so this is like Lucy into a kite. You raced all the way up. This was a race. Now the 8 types will be into the pink rink, and this way could be so very magic. This could be like seeing a woman comes out to grab her, and this is what she grabbed her. So this could be if you lie on the ground. So this could be if you feel the earth move or not.